Hey, we have this planetary alignment that's happening right now. If you go outside and check it out, you need binoculars or telescope to see Uranus and Neptune, and Venus is out there, Saturn too, Jupiter and Mars. Of course, the brightest in the sky is Venus, and Venus is almost always out there.
You've probably heard it in a horoscope somewhere. The stars are aligned, or maybe the planets are aligned. You might wonder what that means. Can the planets all line up in a row in the sky? When you look towards the sky at night, the dance of the planets is a constant, mesmerizing ballet. Occasionally, this dance creates patterns that spark both wonder and curiosity, as when the planets align. For centuries, the sight of multiple planets appearing close together in the night sky has fueled myths, legends, and prophecies. But what does it truly mean, astronomically speaking, when the planets align? And when can we expect to see the planets align next? A planetary alignment on January 25th, 2025. If you're a social media handler, you might have seen the exciting announcements regarding planetary alignment on January 25th, 2025. Different videos and memes claim that all 8 planets will be in a line on one side of the sun and visible in our nighttime sky. Is it true? Nope. Why January 25th? We have no idea. But there will be 6 planets in our evening sky throughout January. And yes, they're in a line, like always. Before delving into the specifics of whether the 4 planets will be aligned or not, we must understand the concept of planetary alignment. Planetary alignment refers to the arrangement of planets in our solar system in a straight line or close to one another when viewed from a specific vantage point, usually Earth. According to Nikita Madhanpal, an astronomer at Wits University in South Africa, said to Live Science during an interview, "The concept of planetary alignment is more about the visual appearance from our perspective on Earth rather than any significant physical alignment in space." A planetary conjunction is when 2 or more planets appear close together from our perspective on Earth. It's important to note that the planets are never actually close together. Have you ever thought about was there ever a time when all the visible planets were aligned? In 1610, when Galileo observed 4 bright specks moving near Jupiter, he set in motion a quest that culminated in the 20th century with history's greatest robotic exploration program, giving never-to-be-repeated first close looks at the giant outer planets and their retinue of moons and rings. 2 NASA missions launched the first 2 of 5 human artifacts to escape forever from the Sun's domain. They leaving the Earth in 1972, Pioneer 10 flew by Jupiter in 1973 with imaging and magnetosphere measurements. Its signal continued to be detected on the Earth until 2003. After launch in 1973, Pioneer 11's flyby trajectory was adjusted so that at its encounter in 1974, Jupiter's gravity would fling it onward towards Saturn, where it flew by in 1979. After that, Voyagers 1 and 2 started their mission, which was launched in 1977 by Titan Centaurs and still operating today. The NASA missions Voyagers 1 and 2 are a mighty achievement. Voyager 1 flew by Jupiter in 1979 and Saturn in 1980, whence it headed toward the heliopause, the boundary between the Sun's realm and that of interstellar space. Voyager 2 was targeted to a Jupiter flyby and then to Saturn, where Saturn's gravity would send it on to Uranus and Neptune, taking advantage of a planetary alignment that happens at intervals of 173 years. However, other astronomers claim that this happens once in a while every 13.4 trillion years if you try to see the 8 main planets in a straight line that extends from the Sun and is within 1 degree of one another. The cosmos is just 13.7 billion years old, and our solar system is 4.5 billion. So this alignment has likely never happened, and will never happen, as the Sun is expected to expand to become a red giant in roughly 5 billion years, wiping out Mercury and Venus for sure, and coming dangerously close to Earth. Why do planetary alignments happen? The planets travel at different distances and speeds around the Sun. It indicates that they constantly change about one another. Occasionally, their paths will seem to cross, leading to an alignment or conjunction. Jupiter takes about 12 years to orbit the Sun, while Mars takes about 2 years. This difference in orbital periods means that every so often, Mars and Jupiter are positioned in a way that they appear right next to each other in our sky, creating a temporary alignment. How to watch the planetary alignment? If you want to see the planets' alignment, then it is important that you know about when the planets rise and set. Here are a few tools you can access to get those times and sky locations. Time and date is an effective tool that allows you to set the date you want to view. It shows the rise and set times for each planet, where in the sky they can be seen, and how difficult they will be to see. Stellarium has a similar web tool that shows you the positions of all the planets. Sky Tonight is another wonderful application on your mobile phone through which you can easily locate a real-time location of the celestial object on the sky above. You can also use the telescope to see the planets in the sky more clearly, so if you don't have one already, then you should buy one as soon as possible and wait for the alignment of the planets in the sky, where and when to see 4 planets in 2025. Now, there must be a question in your mind that when and where we can finally see the alignment of the planets. You have to watch this video till the end to find out the curiosity. Well, you can see the alignment of the planets in the sky every evening. However, planetary alignments will be observed at most locations around the world on January 25th, 2025. The ideal date to view the alignment may vary depending on your location. The dates when the planets are visible in the smallest area of the sky during this alignment. The sky angles in Abu Dhabi, Hong Kong, and Tokyo are 169, 172, and 157 degrees, respectively, on January 18th, January 21st, and January 22nd, respectively, Athens. The sky sector was at 155 degrees on January 23rd. The alignment is not limited to a single day but may extend for several days before and after that date. So if you missed January 21st, don't worry and try to spot planets on the other day around the date. Do the planets form a line in the sky during the planetary alignment? The planets do form a line, but it's not perfectly straight. All the planets orbit the Sun in almost the same plane. So, when viewing from Earth, the other planets appear to move along the ecliptic, the Sun's yearly path across the sky. You can check it yourself with the stargazing app Sky Tonight. Activate the app and find the yellow dotted line that contains the Sun and goes through the entire celestial sphere. This is the ecliptic. Move along this line, and you'll eventually find all the planets on the sides of it. As well, you can also type the name of the desired planet in the search field and tap the target button near its name. The app will show the planet's current location, and it will be near the ecliptic at any date and at any time. As you move along the ecliptic in the app, you may notice that it is an arc from horizon to horizon. However, in a small part of the sky, the ecliptic looks like a straight line. You can see this by looking at the segment of the ecliptic that fits on your screen. That's why when the planets come closer together in one sky sector during an alignment, it looks like they're forming an almost straight line in the sky. When was the last time the planets aligned? It's not unusual to see 2 or 3 planets in the night sky, but planetary alignments of this kind are pretty rare. Because of the orientation and tilt of their orbits, the 8 major planets of the solar system can never come into perfect alignment. The last time they appeared even in the same part of the sky was over 1,000 years ago, in the year AD 949, and they won't manage it again until the 6th of May 2492. Fortunately, in half a century or so, you will see some bright planets that at some point in the night sky take positions that prove they are in alignment. When all solar system planets align, it's called a great or full planetary alignment. However, the planets can't be in a straight line in space, so during the alignment, they just gather closely on one side of the Sun. When will all the planets align? All the planets in the solar system are never seen to line up in space because of their orbits aren't on the same plane. But sometimes the planets gather closely on one side of the Sun and appear together in the sky. At the next full alignment on February 28, 2025, the 7 planets, Saturn, Mercury, Neptune, Venus, Uranus, Jupiter, and Mars, will be observable in the sky simultaneously. Saturn is in Aquarius and sets around 7:25 p.m., so it's getting very low and doesn't hang around in the sky long after sunset. Venus and Neptune are in Pisces, with Neptune sitting below Venus. Neptune sets around 8:25 p.m. and Venus sets around 9:20 p.m. Venus still looks amazing in the early evening twilight. Get out your telescope and see if you can spot its beautiful crescent phase. Uranus is between Taurus and Aries and sets around 1:40 a.m., so it's still very much viable, but not easily visible with the naked eye. You'll need good eyesight in clear, dark skies to be able to spot Uranus without binoculars or a telescope. Jupiter is in Taurus and sets around 3:15 a.m., making it still one of the best planets to see in February 2025. Mars, too, is a beautiful planet. You can find it in Gemini, forming a triangle with the stars Castor and Pollux. Mercury, as has been the case thus far in 2025, is too close to the Sun to be observable. An added bonus is 29 Amphitrite, a large asteroid that reaches opposition on Wednesday, the 12th of February 2025 and is moving through the sickle of Leo this month. Why Pluto isn't part of any planet parades? For those people still scratching their heads, trying to figure out why the solar system has fewer planets now than it did 20 years ago. While it was once considered the solar system's 9th planet, Pluto won't be joining any planet parades. That's not just because it's too far away. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union, IAS, reclassified Pluto as a dwarf planet. That decision came several years after discovering the Kuiper Belt, a ring of icy and rocky objects 2.8 billion miles from the Sun, and the same place Pluto orbits. What happens when the planets align? If you're worried about the gravitational effects of such an alignment, don't be. The extra pull on the Earth is negligible. Certain alignments are useful, however. During the 1970s, NASA exploited a special alignment of the planets to send space probes on a grand tour of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune with minimal effort. Such an alignment occurs just once every 175 years. Fortunately, it came just after NASA scientists figured out how to put it to use. In 2019, however, researchers suggested that planetary alignments could have an impact on solar activity. Why the Sun cycles between periods of greatest activity, solar maximum, which we are presently experiencing, and periods of lowest activity, solar minimum, which lasts 11 years, is one of the primary unanswered issues regarding the Sun. According to physicist Frank Stefani of the Helmholtz-Zentrum Research Facility in Dresden-Rossendorf, Germany, the solution may lay in the combined tidal forces of Jupiter, Earth, and Venus. According to Stefani, even though each planet's tidal pressure on the Sun is tiny, when two or more of them align with the Sun, creating a syzygy, they may work together to create Rossby waves, which are tiny revolutions inside the star that might influence weather patterns. On Earth, Rossby waves cause cyclones and anticyclone, says Stefani. We have the same Rossby waves in the Sun. Stefani's calculations showed that the alignments of Venus, Earth, and Jupiter would cause a periodicity to solar activity of 11.07 years, almost exactly matching the length of solar cycles that we see. Some media sources falsely claim that planetary alignments cause tsunamis, earthquakes, and other global disasters. This nonsense has been repeatedly debunked. In reality, alignments do not affect gravity or human life, but they are cool stargazing events. A planetary alignment of 7 planets, the Great Alignment, will take place around February 28, 2025. The planets will be visible just after sunset. Download a free stargazing app, Sky Tonight, to help you spot them all. Make sure you subscribe to this channel with a bell notification if you enjoy watching our content. We upload some awesome stuff here, which you will most certainly enjoy. Hit a like on this video and leave a comment below. See you guys in the next one.